So let's talk about the basics, Nutrition 101. The photos you see here were all dishes created by myself or maybe a past client. I am often asked by some as they are raising their eyebrows, what kind of food is in your plan? As if I'm serving cardboard or something. So it is real food, okay? And really good food at that. In order to start eating cleaner and healthier meals, you must first know what is actually considered clean and healthy. You must know the food groups, the importance of how they are paired, and understanding serving sizes. I think this is so imperative because there's just way too many trends out there, diets per se, where you're drinking liquids and smoothies for 10 days or so to drop weight, but it just never teaches you how to practically apply real foods to your lifestyle. Who can drink liquids for the rest of their life to maintain weight? That's just not realistic. So you must also have a general understanding of how foods impact your body, not just how to drop pounds. You really need to know how to service your body. The same way you learn about how to service your car. Foods are designed to be fuel for the body, just like gasoline is for the car. And just like dirty gas can affect the quality of a car's performance and even the life of a car, food has the same effect on the body. It can be either your body's poison or healer. Now, I don't want you to get information overload because you are not expected to memorize everything we are about to go over. That is actually not the most effective way to use this course. Day-to-day implementing and not trying to wait until you have it all down perfect is the best. If you wait until you have it perfectly memorized, it'll never happen. I will be coaching you through the daily videos on how to simplify and incorporate it into your lifestyle. The biggest problem in Western culture is the mindless emotional eating that leads to eating without purpose. In a society where food is plentiful, inexpensive, and easy to get, it becomes easy to abuse the real purpose for food. I am not saying that you can't eat for pleasure, because we can. We were designed to enjoy the taste of food, which means we should enjoy what we are eating. We must consciously, though, think about what our body, our engines, needs to run efficiently with maximum energy and quality of life. Too many processed foods and too few whole foods will reduce your energy level, bring on excess weight, and even affect the quality of your life. The goal is to give you a 101 education on the purpose for each food group, how to properly pair each food group, serving sizes for each food group, do's and don'ts of dressings, condiments, marinades, sodium and artificial sweeteners, what is the best way to exercise based on what you are eating for the day, and eating fewer processed foods and increasing whole foods. So, what are processed foods? Processed foods are mostly made up of convenience foods that have been changed from its natural state. The problem with foods that have been heavily altered from its natural state is that it is now much higher in sugar, sodium, saturated fats, and calories. It also has far fewer nutritional values and sometimes none at all. Now, you are probably asking then, what isn't processed? Because everything in the store has been altered in one way or another. Well, you are right. Most things in the grocery store are not quite the same as it was in its original state, but some processed foods are absolutely not the best for us, while others have had minimum alterations. The little to no change from natural state is what should make up most of our daily foods. The highly processed should be kept to a minimum. Examples of veggies and fruits that are processed are canned versus the minimum changes of fresh and frozen vegetables and fruits. And also eating these without lots of sauces and butters and marinades. Examples of meats with less processing are organic meats without all the sauces, marinades, and condiments. Other examples of processed foods are chips, cookies, Pop-Tarts, pastries, mac and cheese, burritos, pizza, hot dogs, franks, sausages, packaged sandwich meats are just a few. Most processed foods are found in the center aisles, although grocers are getting smarter and sticking lots around the perimeter. So, what are whole foods? Whole foods are foods that have had little to no change from its natural state. Whole foods are not only sold at the Whole Foods market, contrary to popular belief. So I don't want you to panic thinking, oh no, I can't afford to shop regularly at Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, or the Fresh Market. The Whole Foods market and similar stores simply sell a larger variety of it. You can find Whole Foods at all grocery stores, and I don't mean just organic foods. I mean whole foods. Although some grocery stores are changing this setup, Whole Foods are usually mostly set up around the perimeter of the store in the fresh and frozen sections. Examples of Whole Foods are fresh and frozen veggies and fruits, meats, dairy, healthy fats, and whole grains. So, what are carbs? Vegetables, fruits, sugar, and whole grains are all carbohydrates. The difference is that some have more of an impact on the blood sugar than others. Contrary to popular belief, starchy impact carbs are not the enemy as they have been labeled in the past. This food group is actually the body's #1 source of energy. The key is the quality of that starch, portion size, pairing with a protein, and timing of consumption. Quality starches are those that have not been stripped of beneficial fiber. Examples of carbs that have been stripped of beneficial fiber are white rice, white bread, white flour, and processed sugar. Sugars and starches are called impact carbs due to the way they affect the blood sugar. And the best time to consume impact carbs is early in the morning, a couple of hours before your workout, and about 1 hour after your workout. Impact carbs provide the muscles with the needed glycogen, and glycogen is fuel. In the morning, the metabolic rate is higher, and the glycogen levels are low due to the fasted state the body has been in all night during your sleep. So this is the perfect time to eat that impact carb and refuel with the glycogen after the long fasted state. Eating starchy impact carbs a couple of hours before a workout will provide the muscles with the glycogen needed for the workout. So you'll end up burning it off during your workout. The body will burn off the glycogen during intense weight training and or high intensity interval training. Eating starchy impact carbs about an hour after your workout will refuel the muscles with glycogen used up during your workout. Your serving size of starchy carbs should be approximately your palm size, and it should always be paired with a high protein source and never eaten alone. So, what are starchy carbohydrates? All breads are starchy carbohydrates, whether they're bagels, English muffins, croissants, or buns. All pastas are starchy carbohydrates, whether it's a white pasta, brown rice pasta, or a quinoa pasta. Whole grains are all starchy carbohydrates, and that can be any rice, oats, such as oatmeal, wheat, barley, rye, quinoa, and couscous I'm naming just a few of them. Oatmeal, waffles, pancakes, and French toast, all cereals, granola bars, because granola bars are often very high in grains and flour, so that would be on the starchy carbohydrate side. Protein bars, believe it or not, some protein bars contain a lot of flour, grains, and sugar. So they would land far more on the carbohydrate side than they would on the protein side. All potatoes, whether they're sweet potatoes or white potatoes. Pastries such as cookies, cakes, muffins, donuts, brownies, and then some. All grain-based flour such as rice flour, wheat flour, oatmeal flour, and so on. So let's discuss some affordable and quality carbohydrate options for you. Brown, black, and wild rice are your best options for rice. Whole grain and sprouted breads, sweet potatoes, whole grain pastas such as brown rice and quinoa pastas, oatmeal and whole grain cereals, homemade granola, which I have given you a really great recipe, is in the recipe download, homemade high protein muffins, another awesome recipe found in the downloads, and homemade high protein pancakes and waffles. There are some really great recipes in the recipe download for you. The best time to consume any of these carbohydrates is on an active day, early in the morning, and before and after your workout. And your serving size should be around palm size for starchy carbs. And you are to pair your starchy carbs with a high protein source and never eat them separately. But we'll go over this more in detail when we start day one. Dairy from animal sources such as cow and goat milks are excellent sources of protein, calcium, and vitamin D. Some easy sources of dairy are skim milk, Greek yogurts, and low-fat cheeses. We will have no more than one serving per day of milk-based products. This will help to reduce any excess bloating. Almond and rice milks are an exception to the rule. Since we are having only one serving of an animal-based milk product per day, I will be recommending almond and rice milks throughout the week. There are way too many fruits to list, but fruits and berries are loaded in antioxidants that fight cancer and a host of many other diseases. The high fiber content of fruits and berries keep you feeling full longer and prevents overeating. Best time to consume fruit is on an active day, early in the morning, and before and after a workout. Your serving size is 1/2 cup per day. Yes, we will only be taking in a max of 1/2 cup serving size of fruit per day. We will always pair our fruits with a high protein source and never eat them alone. I will give you some protein suggestions throughout the course. Cruciferous and leafy green vegetables are not only loaded in cancer-fighting nutrients, low in calories, and high in fiber, but also help to balance estrogen levels. High fiber foods help to prevent obesity, heart disease, and diabetes. Because this source keeps you full longer, it helps prevent blood sugar spikes, impulse eating, and weight gain. The hormonal balancing of high fiber vegetables are key in leaning the core, and hormonal imbalance is a major contributor to belly fat. The key to sufficiently eating cruciferous and leafy green vegetables with maximum results is to eat them as close to their natural state as possible. Do this by not overcooking them or smothering them in sauces, butters, and condiments. Raw, steamed, or sauteed are usually the better options. We will be eating a 1 cup serving size with each meal, and that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yes, we will be eating vegetables or leafy greens with breakfast. We will also be pairing all of our veggies and leafy greens with a high protein source. and never eating them alone. We pair them with a high protein source. I will be suggesting some high protein sources throughout the course. Some cruciferous and leafy green options that you can consider are cauliflower, bok choy, spinach, Brussels sprouts, kale, cabbage, broccoli, collards, radishes, arugula, and Swiss chard. So what are proteins? There are both animal and plant-based proteins, and some of the many reasons proteins are important for leaning the body and abs is because proteins keep you full longer, and it maintains your blood sugar and does not leave the body as quickly. This means that if you're feeling full, then you are less likely to impulse eat and reach for the wrong things. This food group is also made up of amino acids, which are the building blocks of our muscles. Increasing the body's lean muscle is imperative for increasing the overall metabolic rate, which is your metabolism. When the metabolism is high, the body and the abs are leaner. The secret to lean abs in protein is to not smother your proteins in sauces, marinades, high sodium seasonings, and condiments. This sounds like a pattern here with the no sauces, marinades, high sodium seasonings, and condiments. That goes for most of your food groups. But we will add flavor using natural herbs, spices, and low-calorie homemade marinades. The serving size of proteins, with the exception of nuts and nut butters, which are your peanut butter and your almond butters and your nuts, for most women is 4 to 6 ounces, which is about fist size for most women. Now, nuts and nut butters are high protein sources, but should follow the healthy fat serving size, which is 1 to 2 tablespoons. So, some of our most popular high protein sources are chicken breast, lean cuts of beef, fish, beans, lentils, tofu, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, and nut butters. So, what are healthy fats? Healthy fats are not only great for your skin, hair, nails, and your brain, but also for a healthy, lean body. Choose the right fats, such as polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats, but limit the saturated and the trans fats. Fats from the right sources, such as avocados, nuts, seeds, nut butters, which are your peanut butter and almond butter, coconut oil and olive oil, helps the body to absorb vitamins and minerals. When the body is properly nourished with vitamins and minerals and not empty calories, you feel full longer, along with fighting off diseases. This encourages proper digestion and brain functioning. With the exception of fish, serving sizes of healthy fats are 1 to 2 tablespoons, which is about 1 to 2 thumb sizes. Follow the protein serving size for fatty fish. Now, here are some of the most common healthy fat sources: avocados, fatty fish such as salmon, tilapia, cod, tuna, and halibut, red snapper, and so on. Olive oil, coconut oil, nuts, flaxseed, nut butters such as almond butter and peanut butter, and some delicious seeds. Water, water, water. I can't emphasize enough the importance of clean distilled spring water, free of all artificial flavors and sweeteners. Water not only helps to carry nutrients from food to all vital organs, it reduces water retention and bloating, but it also helps to wash out toxins. No other beverage or designer water can compare to old-fashioned water. Designer bottled water may be trendy, but many contain artificial flavoring and sweeteners that cause bloating and produce inches around the waist and the stomach. Because of the estrogen levels found in tap water, distilled or spring water is best for maintaining a leaner core. Excessive estrogen from water sources can produce excess inches around the waist for either gender. Estrogen found in water has been linked to producing enlarged breast size in men. And so purchasing bottled distilled water or water filters that fit your kitchen faucet can drastically reduce estrogen levels. Starting your day off with ice water will help to increase the metabolic rate, which is your metabolism. When you do that, your body struggles to return to normal body temperature after intaking ice water. And so that metabolism increases. So drinking ice cold water first thing in the morning is an excellent way to start the day off with an extra high metabolism. This is what we will be drinking. 40 ounces ice cold water on an empty stomach first thing in the morning before you eat anything. And then we will be taking in a minimum of 40 ounces throughout the remaining of the day, but the remaining 40 ounces can be room temperature. It does not have to be icy cold. Our minimum water intake daily will be 80 ounces, and our maximum will be 1 gallon. Here are some products that I want you to keep to a bare minimum. Condiments, marinades, artificial sweeteners such as Splenda and Equal, products that flavor water such as Crystal Light, high sodium seasonings, store-bought salad dressings, even the so-called low-calorie ones. Preferably eliminate all this, but at least keep them to a minimum. I can't emphasize enough how much these products contribute to abdominal bloating and inches around the waist. We will be drinking good old-fashioned water, not sweetened with any Crystal Light types of sweeteners. If you want to add a dash of flavor, then add a slice of lemon or a slice of fruit. One of the key reasons for the results that came out of my online coaching group is because I have everyone to drastically reduce high sodium and high sugar foods and drinks. The salt shaker is not the only culprit. It is also high sodium seasonings such as seasoning salt, Cajun, jerk, lemon pepper, and I can go on and on about these high sodium seasonings. Salad dressings, marinades, sauces, etc. all are very high in sodium. We will be using low sodium seasoning alternatives such as herbs and spices and making our own low sodium salad dressings and marinades. The recipes are all listed in the recipe download. We will be using stevia in place of table salt, and in place of sugar, stevia in place of agave nectar, and stevia in place of Splenda and Equal. I have been talking a lot about how important it is to eat food as close to its natural state as possible. Nothing kills food natural nutrient content more than overcooking and loads of seasonings and sauces and condiments and marinades and artificial flavors and artificial this, that, and the other. This all adds a lot of excess calories, and we're wondering where all these calories are sneaking in. One of the biggest causes of abdominal bloat is due to high sodium and sugar. And so here are some clean alternatives to the high sodium and aspartame options that's just all over your grocery store and restaurants. Turmeric, garlic, herbs and spices, nutritional yeast, and Mrs. Dash and ginger root are excellent ways to season your foods and your meats and just to add some good natural flavor without all that excess sodium. Most of those sodiums that you see on the shelves, the seasoning salt, the Cajun seasoning, the blackened seasoning, and just the lemon pepper and all of that stuff, just adds tons and tons of sodium. Food tastes great, but sodium, and we're wondering why. Like, I've got this tie around my waist. I've got this pooch. I just can't get rid of this stomach. That's what I hear all the time from clients. And it's, people just don't realize that hidden sodium. Also, the homemade salad dressings and homemade marinades. I want you to practice making your own, because even those so-called low-calorie and low-fat salad dressing options in the grocery store, even in the restaurants, are high in sugar. So although you had a low-calorie salad, you've just taken in excess sodium, so you're bloated after having this low-calorie salad. Marinades found in the grocery store, they are high in sodium. Some are even high in sugar. And they may add some delicious flavor to your meats and your other foods, but you have taken in excess sodium and you're wondering why you can't get rid of the tie around your waist. So I want you to try and make your own. And it's really easy to make your own salad dressings and your own marinades. You can do it within just a few minutes. And I have provided you with some great recipes in the recipe download. And in place of sugar and agave nectar and Equal and Splenda, we are going to be using stevia. It really is a delicious alternative. Alright, I know this has been a lot of information, so let's do a quick review. Our major food groups are cruciferous vegetables and leafy greens, proteins, fats, fruits, and starchy impact carbohydrates. Our portion sizes will look like this. For proteins, it will be 4 to 6 ounces. For most women, that's about your fist size. So for women, 4 to 6 ounces when it comes to proteins. The exception to this rule are nuts and nut butters. When we are eating nuts and nut butters, which are an excellent source of proteins, we will be sticking to the healthy fat serving size and not eating 4 to 6 ounces of nuts and nut butters. Now our fat serving sizes, portion sizes, will be around 1 to 2 tablespoons. The exceptions to this rule are the fatty fish. Fatty fish are excellent sources of fats and proteins, but we are going to be following the protein serving sizes when it comes to fatty fish. Cruciferous vegetables and leafy greens, 1 cup. Now, vegetables and leafy greens are by nature very low in calories, and you can actually overeat this food group. You can do way over 1 cup, but we will be doing a minimum of 1 cup of vegetables and leafy greens with each major meal. Fruits, your serving size will be no more than 1/2 cup. Your starchy impact carbs will be approximately 1 palm size. We will be eating 1 serving of cruciferous vegetables and leafy greens with each major meal. So that is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We will have either a cruciferous vegetable or a leafy green. Fruits, vegetables, and starchy carbs are always to be paired with a high protein source and never eaten alone. This will help to maintain your blood sugar. The best time to intake fruits and starchy carbs are on an active day, early in the morning, and before and after your workout, because that's the best time to actually burn it off. In this program, we will be drinking a minimum of 80 ounces of water. The first 40 ounces will be icy cold early in the morning before the first meal. The remaining 40 ounces will be throughout the day and can be room temperature. It does not have to be icy cold. Keep the food killers to a minimum and choose healthy alternatives. Remember, those food killers are those sauces, condiments, high sodium seasonings, it's store-bought marinades, and store-bought salad dressings. No more than 1 serving of a milk product per day. Not overdoing it in milks and cheeses will help to reduce bloating. This does not apply to rice and almond milks. So now let's take a look at a sample day. I don't know what time you wake in the morning, so you make the adjustments. This schedule shows someone who wakes up around 6:30 a.m., brushes their teeth, and gets 40 ounces ice cold water down by 7 a.m. before she eats anything. So she's drinking this water on an empty stomach. You may wonder, why cold water? Well, this process is called body temperature manipulation. Your body will work hard to get back to its normal temperature after intaking the ice cold water. And during the process of working to get back to the body's normal temperature, your metabolism will increase, and it is best to increase it early in the day so that you can be a fat burning and calorie burning machine throughout the day. The remaining water throughout the day does not have to be ice cold and can even be room temperature if you like. This may all sound odd to you, but believe me, it works. The countless number of before and after photos of past clients and testimonies proves that it works. Now, your breakfast is absolutely never skipped, and this schedule shows a breakfast by 8 a.m. This breakfast consists of an egg white vegetable omelet. The veggie egg white omelet has both your protein and your veggies required for all 3 meals, and 8 ounces of water is drank with this meal. Remember, the water here can be room temperature. It does not have to be icy cold water. Snack time is 2.5 to 3 hours later at 10:30 a.m. This snack consists of a small to medium apple sliced into spears with 1 to 2 tablespoons of nut butter for spread. Here you will see how the fruit is paired with a high protein source, and the nut butter, which is the high protein source, and it is not eaten alone. Pairing fruits, carbs, and vegetables with high protein sources will help to maintain your blood sugar. Nut butters like almond, peanut, and cashew butters are great sources of healthy fats and proteins. So I know I stated earlier in the video that protein serving sizes should be 4 to 6 ounces, but the serving size of nut butter will be no more than 1 to 2 tablespoons due to its high caloric content. There is also another 8 ounces of water drank here at snack time. So remember, in the video I stated that carbs and fruits are to be eaten either early in the day or around the workout. This is an example of timing and eating the fruit early in the day and pairing it with a high protein source. 2.5 to 3 hours after the AM snack, lunchtime at 1 p.m. also consists of both a protein and a leafy green, because remember, breakfast, lunch, and dinner must have a protein and a cruciferous or leafy green vegetable. The grilled chicken salad pairs chicken with the salad mix and serves as the protein paired with the leafy green. A homemade clean salad dressing is used with the salad because even the so-called low-calorie dressings in the stores and restaurants tend to be very high in sodium, which can lead to excessive bloating around the stomach, waist, hips, and thighs. I always give my clients some good low-sodium salad dressings. Remember, another 8 ounces of water is drank with this lunch. 3 hours later, 2.5 to 3 hours later, the PM snack is at 4 p.m. and it is a high-protein muffin. Here is another example of timing your carb intake. Since there is a 5 p.m. high-intensity workout scheduled, we are going to start fueling that workout by getting in the first carb, that starchy carb. The pre-workout snack in the form of a high-protein muffin is that carb. Carbs are the body's number one source of energy because it breaks down into sugar. The key is getting in a quality carb that gives you lasting energy and in taking it at a time when it will most effectively be burned off and not stored as fat. This is a quality carb, a quality muffin recipe, and not a store-bought muffin high in processed sugar. This muffin recipe is a clean recipe that I provide to my clients, and 8 ounces of water is also drank here with this snack. The 5 p.m. 45-minute HIIT cardio can be 30 to 60 minutes after the snack, but here it is at 5 p.m. You be the judge as to how far out you need to space your pre-workout snack. I personally would have to space my snack no more than 30 minutes before my workout, or I feel lightheaded with low energy. Another person may be the opposite. They may need to space theirs 1 to 1.5 hours before their workout, or that food feels heavy in their stomach and they're at risk of it coming back up, during the workout. You will start to learn more and more about your body with time as you get further into your fitness journey. The 1 to 1.5 hour window after your workout is the prime time to refuel that body with a post-workout snack or meal. This dinner consists of everything needed for recovery, and that is both a protein, which is your chicken, and your starchy carb, which is your brown rice. Remember, these are the two food groups needed for recovery, protein and carb. Proteins provides amino acids to help repair the microscopic tears in the muscle that happens during an intensive workout. The carbs provides the glycogen, which is fuel and energy used up during the workout. So you've got to refuel that fuel and energy that you used during the workout. The brown rice is the second starchy carb for the day. Here is another example of food timing in eating your starchy carb before and after the workout. Since all 3 major meals must have a vegetable, your steamed broccoli makes this a balanced meal. And 8 ounces of water is also drank with this meal. So as you can see, all 3 meals had both a 4 to 6 ounce protein and 1 cup cruciferous vegetable or leafy green in all 3 meals, meaning breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There was a max of a half cup of fruit the entire day, and that was your AM snack, which was the apple spheres, and that apple was paired with a high protein source and not eaten alone. There were 2 small servings of a starchy carb the entire day, no more than that. The fruit was eaten early in the day at the AM snack, and that's an example of timing. And that AM snack was your apple. The starchy carb was eaten before and after the workout. That is also another example of timing. The high protein muffin was the carb that was eaten before the workout, and the brown rice was the carb that was eaten after the workout. So that is just one sample of how to structure meals in a day to most effectively lose weight or inches. There is more to come in video number 3, so stay tuned for making your workouts more effective.